Father. Thanks for hanging out for a minute. We're traveling future tense. Prognosko. Thank you, Father, for the prognosko, for the foreknowledge of the. You already wrote all things. This is all going by the script. Sure. Were jots and the tittles. So thank you for the ministry and the prognosko that you already wrote and know your bride. So what a blessing. What a blessing to have the foreknowledge, to take the time to read the word. read the script, get the cheat codes, get the prognosko, not by prophecy. Prophecy was nailed to a tree. So north and south tree. North sun 6:23 and south 12:23. So abyss 12. Birth of the sun god Mithra. So are you getting it? Pole worship. They're like a bunch of selling themselves to a pole. So thanks for coming in. Thank you for this discernment of these truths, the understanding that the plane, the east and west, the horizo. Okay, well, Jesus is the truth. Well, Jesus. Which Jesus are you talking about? Are you talking about the Sunday fun day, one day stripper pole? Jesus. Oh, selling the body. The body. Jesus Christ. Oh, okay, Jesus Christ. Okay, which one is that? The one of Nazareth? Board of Nazareth? There's many. There's many Jesus. What about the Nimrod orgy sex pistol Jesus? You know that let me see your decami Jesus. Speaking of poles, it's a stick up. Everybody put your deck up, or your decami. Let me see your deck. Who do you give your authority to? So he said, I am the Alatia, the Hados, the Alatia, and the Arizo. Well, no, that's the other gospel, remember, that they go by. They're north and south. I was just giving you the north 6:23, 9:23. The other Jesus, baby manger, Catholicism. Kitty touch much, EpiPen Island Jesus. Priest can confess your sins to a man. You can't serve two masters. I rebuke that nonsense. Rebuke that Jesus. Hope you don't worship the other Jesus. The one day Sunday come sit on my church pew Jesus. Fund 501c3 funded Jesus. The other gospel. Thanks for coming in, Lady in Red. Thanks for coming in, Enormous. Good to see you again, guys. Appreciate your presence. Thanks for coming back here at High Desert Faith in Truth Ministries out here in the High Desert, Oregon Outback. Higher than a hippie in a helicopter or a 747, because it's all about the Heirs in the sky. Be wise as Leviathan, remember? As that crooked serpent, and be gentle under this covenant. Because he said, let vengeance be mine, saith the Lord. Right? Don't seek vengeance, brothers, sisters. Poll in chat, just like. Henderson, yeah, I have maybe that's what I'm having, because I don't have any of the, I got a thumbs up and I don't see it. What the heck? Whoa, something's different there. How come I don't see a number? But I do see a thumbs up. Wow, that's trip. I wasn't even paying attention. I was looking down at you guys. Interesting. Have to go back and look on the live streams and see if there's something up there that I haven't seen before. But all right. Anyways, thanks for coming in. 11 is 7 or 7 is 9. 7-11 or 9-11? You tell me. Somebody's got this twisted orgy Jesus up in here. Who's got it? Who's got their decami? Who's given their authority to the other gospel? I can stinks like fish. Pisces. deception age of a covering of lip. Oh, Toto, the curtain's been pulled back. Time keeps on slipping. So, again, thanks for coming in, brothers, sisters. Just north and south, east and west, the four corners of this rock here, the angels will be set. So, hope you understand where we're at. There is no anything of that. I want to rebuke all this enormous. The bushes, stay out of the bushes. This has been going before. But there we go. Even before you can type it in. Thank you, Father. All right, thanks for coming in, brothers, sisters. There's no such thing. There's no in Scripture. So we're going to put this. I'm going to put a stake in this one. There's nowhere in Scripture. Even don't you pervert, twist, change, or a jot or a tittle of the aletheia. By the hados, the aletheia will come out. Nowhere once does it say one world, currency, scripture, religion, order. None of that's all. Bushes. I warned you, stay out of the bushes. 11 and 9. Yes. Just remember what they did. No, remember who was responsible for the 11 and the 9 towers. The 3 and 1. Remember? Apollyon, the bringer of the disease and the cure of the disease, and Mr. Warp Speed himself. That's right. Mr. decided to pull it. CIA headquarters, building 7 and 9. The twisting of the birth of the Apollyon. Never forget what's being taught. We unfurled this perversion of this calendar. Yule, throw the baby lamb on the fire. This mockery of this other gospel and this other lamb. No, goat is what it is. So election days. I rebuke anybody who, I hope you're not participating in this beast system. I rebuke all this beast. If anybody votes in this selective, you are a part of this beast and you're a part of this corporation. And I've left that many decades ago. I don't participate in voting for my own enslavement or authority. Hope we're not voting. You can't serve two masters. You've been warned. Mammon and the Most High. I am without flesh. None of these. I rebuke the whole system. Become your own government, your own system. So, yeah. Anyways, thanks for coming in, brothers, sisters. You don't have to know this narrow way because he writes it on our hearts. It was blotted out in the handwriting of ordinances already. Remember, written on stone is now blotted out. It's all spiritual. Who's your master? Let me see your decimai. Can't serve two. Mammon and the Most High. Okay. So, these corporations are paid by these campaign funds called the corporations, called poly meaning many, tick meaning bloodsucker politicians, whether red or blue, many bloodsuckers. They give their authority and never been not blood related to the purple queen, purple people leaders, fat royalty. Yes, the bar, attorneys, judges, same loyal, the District of Criminals, Washington, maybe soon to be Colorado, We'll see. But anyways, this is a system that's an it. And I rebuke it all, whether you're a donkey or an elephant, I rebuke you. If you vote for any of this beast system, you're a part of it. And I rebuke anybody who participates in this enslavement of sending money of your dollars taxed by corporation funded these heads of these mass murder in chief, red or blue, Democrat or Republican, doesn't matter. Die. die. People die. Generations die for your lives here because their military industrial complex matters. The American military, the war machine, as Roger Waters spoke of. Here we are today. So I hope you're giving your authority not to men. You make your bad nights worse. Oh, well, narrow is the way. Christ is supposed to not be an easy Jesus. It cuts like a sword, like both is. It's not a feel-good Jesus. So, yeah, we're not trolling. So down the subject is this beast system that is what we're 3 days from the whole change over the system. You think any's going to matter if any thump gets in there or Kamala, whether the purple gets in or the red this time? What happened to the blue? What happened to Joe? What happened to Joe? Why does everybody just accept the purple? You've all given your authority, America, already to the purple, to the Kamala. So they'll do whatever they select. It's a selection. It's already been chosen. Written. The Father wrote all these things. You're out of your mind if you think anything else is happening here. It's all going by the script. And they know it better than most religious idiots. Yes, they do. They're creating this mammon that you give your authority to, where you can't serve two masters. So hope you understand what you're doing by participating in this system, this beast, neuter gender. Doesn't have it. It's a system. It's a world ruling beast system. If you give your authority, you'll enjoy your blue. You'll be feeling blue. You already are, aren't you? What about these people feeling the mud? About how many feet of mud do you think is laying on these people in South Carolina? Put in the chat if you're even awake of how many people in North Carolina, how many people in South Carolina, how many people in Tennessee, how many people you think are sitting there dead right now over this event? Speaking of this government and where your tax dollars are going, maybe they went to these towers to beef up this, speaking of the meat, I'm going to give you some meat, this storm that everybody seems to have forgotten, but I haven't. How many people do you think are sitting there, laying dead in the dirt still to this day that are probably going to be pushed into batteries, lithium batteries? Pretty sick what's going on. People could just lay there and go on like it's not happening in my state, in my neighborhood. So let's have this talk. How many people do you think honestly have lost their life in that one day, the largest rain event ever in recorded history? 99 people dead in North Carolina. That's how many people you think are dead, enormous? I'm asking you how many I didn't care what this stupid lamestream media says. I care why won't they allow drones? Why are they funneling these donations to migrants? This government is rogue. So it's just a truthful stream. It's high desert faith and truth. So, be honest, whole towns just swept out with, one wash scrubbing of the whole town, city gone. All these high mountains, Yeah, this is not low-lying areas in the plain. This is up in the mountains, literally 100-foot, literally wall of water. So how many people? Put in the chat. Put your thing in. I want to see where you're at. If you don't care about this, then please leave. I reject your being in here tonight. I don't feel your vibe. So please leave now peacefully. I'm not calling for those who say peace and safety. Sudden destruction will come, like these people who in an instant were completely prepared. Most of these people left the system and they were wiped out in the Ozarks. You don't even understand. If you don't understand, because you just ain't been looking. And it's never left me any day that hasn't happened since the event. Know who is responsible. Still to this day, why has the funds not been brought into this? Yeah, you're probably way off there, lady in red. I think you're much, much higher than you're giving it, making it, candy coating it, if you will. Please don't candy coat. Whole towns wiped off out of these, but they don't want to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. Who wants that storm ruined for the whole week because it was projected to hit Raleigh? It was sending up. So nobody wants to participate in a number other than my amazing moderator. Thank you for your comment, Lady in Red. But you know what? Still to this day, you know, there are people probably sitting there, and I've had this conversation because this government has taught people to shelter in place, not fight or flight. And I'm not telling you to fight with anybody, but shelter in place. Are you serious? What has happened in North Carolina? How many people do you think have lost their life in that one-day event that are sitting in the mud now, still under the ground, or sitting there out there cut off? There are so many towns and portions that are cut off. Then the only way you can get it is by foot, people walking out of these. But it's just been, it's not happening in my state. Literally, you know, a portion of the East Coast was wiped out. I was giving some warning, and I can't get every single event exactly. I do think things will come to pass, but if somebody would have listened to me in North Carolina and said, hey, that Tracy guy's pretty nuts. He's talking about some water event that's going to happen on the East Coast. Maybe I should go out there for a minute. And thanks, Father. I don't want to get in the way of what you have done here. It's all by your will. I'm not anxious about these things, but at least be honest that this government is rogue. And everybody's just kind of swept this thing under the rug. There are probably still people sitting out there clinging to some kind of life and hoping that there's some kind of, and I'm still in my thoughts and hearts have these peoples, because I understand some people are very diehard. They're like cockroaches. You're not going to get rid of them. They're going to keep many of them out there. Just probably went on and are doing just fine because they already live without power. They already lived. If they didn't get wiped out, they've just figured it out. But the way they've raised these people in America is to shelter in place, curl up in a ball and have nothing. Just sit there and let them poke and prod and put your face diaper on and do what we tell you. Stand on the X, go inside, flatten the curve, lockstep, back to the bushes. This is all a ritual being performed, and all these people allow these things to happen. So I know who's responsible for it. He said, do not partake in the children of the darkness, the rulers of the darkness of this world, in unfruitful works of darkness, brother. Do not partake. Put the light. Don't hide it. Put it at top of the house. Not rise or shine above others, brother. So that light, the hados, the aletheia, the horizo, the way, the truth, the light. No way, brothers, sisters. Are you supposed to shut up about this? There's no accountability. MAGA, make our government accountable. Hashtag that. Yeah. Not this great again. I rebuke all this idiocracy of these voting for mass murders in chief, whether they're a Democrat or a Bloodbakin. They're both mass murders. I know I serve this beast system. I'm a veteran, which I rebuke anybody who's proud of what we do in other countries to force a petrodollar since 1973. The birth of two buildings to be dropped. Oh, don't forget about Building 7 to be dropped, and then one phallic building as he lives, Apollyon. Yes, in a phallic tower, 58-story Manhattan tower. We speaking of Nimrod or Mr. Warp Speed? You tell me. They both live in a 58-story tower. One during the time of Babylon, right? Nimrod. Speaking of Rod, North and South worship. 623, 1223 worship. Yeah, the one who lives in a Manhattan tower that's 58 stories tall. Trump Tower. Interesting. Why does he call it a tower? I don't know. You tell me. Nimrod was his name, and Mithra was the sun god of the Apollyon god that this man has himself decorated with. The bringer of the disease and the cure of the disease, and Warp Speed. Who are we talking about? Talking about Satan, Nimrod. You knew I was a snake before you let me in. I'm going to rip down my Hamashiach from a tree and go put you back under the Noahide laws. You're damn right. I'm going to open up my mouth. He said, do not partake. Expose them, rebuke them, put the light on them. This is what Christ tells you to do. Don't sit there and shut up about it. It's a lot bigger than that, enormous. I hope you understand what they're doing. They just wiped out thousands, possibly tens of thousands of people. So I don't think they're going to care about some little flag, and I'm not trying to belittle what you're saying, but this is all about the sky. It's all about blue. Book. It's going by the script. Sure. Never forget E-I-E-I-O. No vowels in Hebrew. Might want to study this stuff, brothers, sisters. I have already been telling you. I got the cheat codes. I know, isn't it brilliant? I didn't do it. He did it. He wrote it on my heart. I'm just revealing it because remember, I'm a teacher, just a pastor that's giving you the keys. Not the key, to the keys to study tools, one at a time. Word study, brothers, sisters. Don't fall for these unclean words that you speak, these unclean truths, aletheia, these meanings that you speak of this worldly things are not of this. It's all going by the book. The Father wrote all these things. Do not partake in these things of this world. Is that WHIRLED, corkscrewing in this third rock through from the sun, spinning, corkscrewing, spinning through time and space. Book, blue, helmets. Yeah, stand on the exit. I'm going to restrict your travel. It doesn't matter your restriction of travel. You better go get what you need right now. Not in panic, not some false, we're going to shut the ports down, supply chain shortages, salt in the land, plowing, all these things of destruction of all this system, flying airplanes into food buildings, Dutch farmers. You guys have forgotten the attack of the system that's already been in. It's been in the destruction of this 3 buildings with 2 airplanes, 3 steel buildings with 2 now something doesn't add up there to me. I don't know. You do the math. We just lost half the chat room. They think they gotta do some math. Bye. This is what we do. We do it by the book and we do it by the number. 1 word study. You might want to get with the aletheia. It lies within the gospel. That is the narrow way. That's the only way out of here. Remember, he said, I am the hados, the aletheia, and the orizo. The only way to the light from above, not again, is daily, every day, 365 days by the number, 7 days a week. That's what's taught here, 1 word at a time. You might want to study the culture and the custom as well. Get a map out, know where you're talking about Babylon, where these things are at, might lie, numbers, borders, things change forward. Remember, you speak in translation, you probably go after a transgender Jesus God that got boobies. The horny one. Are you offended? Probably by words, little word salad to mix them up for you, and you're an idiot and you get offended by things that don't. You got your own word, your own Shem, your own Agape. It's written on your own idolatry is yourself. You did it to yourself. You set yourself to a place of your own rules. You're your own master. So do you vote for your own master, your own enslavement, your own ruler, the mass murderer in chief, one decorated with a red tie or a blue tie, funded by the corporation called America? That's who's funding these selections, is the corporate, right? Corporation. That's called fascism. No, wait, that's called, it's socialism. Let's hand them out some stimulus checks. Oh, wait, no, hold on. The number 1 spending pretendant ever in the history of mankind, mass murderer in chief, is still to this day Donald John Trump. Is it Drumpf? You tell me. I don't know. We'll put him on trial, Joe. We'll do it by our historical record. So I hope you understand they're doing it by the book. They know this better than all these Christian Baptists, Mormons, Catholics, Protestants, Presbyterians. Which one are you? Which label are you? I rebuke all of you who put a label on yourself, some kind of religion. He wrote the letter to this book that I tend to refer so much about this New Age. The first thing he wrote was the letter to the 7 churches in that book of the Apocalypse. So you might want to get with the times, not like Philadelphia, the church of, but that would be the more modern, house, temple. But remember, that was all fulfilled and destroyed. Now he wrote it on our hearts, not on tables of stone, but literal blood was spilt, beard blood. Remember all the stripes? How many lashes? How much blood did he have to spill? Oh, man. The sacrifice he made, the flesh he paid, the sacrifice that God used to require. You don't understand the aletheia. You don't understand. I am required war. Required these. This is all blasphemy to this New Testament under this covenant with his bride. And only his bride heareth what the Lord saith, Israel. He's speaking only. So I'm not speaking to anybody who doesn't have an ear. We're past that now. We're not that ministry anymore. This is High Desert Faith and Truth. I'm only exposing. You want to disagree? That's fine. Go do somewhere else. I'll teach you the lesson. These are things that have happened. There's not record historically will show Mr. Thump, Stain, Zionist, decorate yourself with the sun god. You're not going to expect a teacher like myself, not to expose this. These are things you can find with your own eyes and ears and time that you spend. I don't know what you're doing. If you're over in the hub, or if you're so with time bothered by your hair, what brought you here? But you could have taken your own time. This is easily trackable, traceable, recordable, triplicate, duplicate. It's down to a finite, if you will. It's not. It's just historical record. Now it's not history, because remember, how much story do you get? Somebody gets left out. Loser, shut up. You don't get the story. This victor gets the spoils, and this one left out. This one is right and gets the right history. This is not a history. This is the word of God. This is the basic instructions before leaving earth. And they know all these things in this book better than every one of you in this room probably combined. Hallelujah. It is what it is. Wise as a serpent, he says you must be. And in this age of the heirs, the stripes that he paid, the blood that he spilt, hung, raised, and we must be raised again daily without this flesh, because he spilt it. And we're not under that anymore, under this covenant. It's not good. Those with a deaf ear ain't going to hear this. They'll be like, oh, what is this guy talking? No, they're not going to hear it. It's just, they can't see what I'm saying. There's these two witnesses, these lying eyes steal their inheritance. It's only chosen already, bought, paid from the foundation of the world, and already paid in blood, spilt and required, not by under this covenant. Hell no, it's not. My people shall perish. You understand that? It's not my doing. He already chose it. He already wrote it. Prognosko. We started the stream for thanking the Father for prognosko, for the Forign Knowledge. For knowledge that it was all created from the foundation of the world, his bride. There's no other way, brothers and sisters. The only way to the Father is through this testament, through this covenant, not of flesh and blood, but of spiritual blood testament that you'll spill, all crucified, literally by every person around you. Are going to call you the outcast in this world if you do these tradition, north and south pole worship. Remember, he hung on a pole, a stake, a tree. So go ahead and let these thieves take your crown and fall for this. He said, I am the east and the west. I am the orizo, the plain. I am this, not this up and down nonsense. He already paid this, went up and down for you, just so you know. If you understand, you know. If you don't see it, you got blinded by the lights, but the scales have not been lifted. You don't see what I'm saying. The clock can point to the wall and point to the number 12. Does it need to say anything at all to tell time? See, these things are left in a firmament, celestial firmament above our head. There's a pole and a North Star. I speak of these celestial markers, so that you have a understanding that you're not twisted, worshiping these traditions of this north and south space farce, going to north, going to the north, going up, 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 and away, like Superman or Batman, or 2 towers or 3 towers with two steel buildings, or it's all a bunch of nonsense to you. Probably don't make any sense what I'm talking. It's about a sun god. It's about a phallic tower worshiper who worships and lives in a tower, correct? On this, oh, we lost our light. Hey, look at that. We lost our, oh, is that all the lighting we got? Might have to go get the other lamp. Wasn't very bright today. These are our studio lights. It's solar, so we're rocking it down here in the high desert on solar. So it wasn't very sunny today, brothers, sisters. So Jimmy cracked corn, remember? He can't serve 2 masters. So whatever happens to their master, I don't care. I'm not serving the corn god. You are the children of the corn. They are the generation. Remember that movie, Children of the Corn? That's probably what they were talking about. The corn syrup generation, modified genetically in both all levels, from nano to wave, millimeter to bowls, millimeter bowls. Remember all those bowl? I was talking about horizo, the light, like the light, the bowl, like it comes up as a bowl, as is above, so is below. Let me go see if we get the other light, guys. Oh, I love it. We got studio lights. Oh, probably the other one will be worn out by now too. Was it on out there? No. All right. No worries. I don't care anymore. All right, it was very dark here today, so you're just gonna have to deal with the dark, and people are gonna lose their minds. But this is the beautiful thing, brothers and sisters. It's not about visuals. It's not about the hat. Not about what you can see. Everything you see, he warned about idolism. Eyes, these two thieves that are hanging on this cross right here, right up in here, that will take your crown. Just the crown, north, south, east, west, like a clock. What did Tesla say? The secrets of the universe are 3, 6, 9. Uni, like uni God, like uni God, like a transgender God that's both hoof, horn, and beast, breast, man and woman. Hey, lady in red, I just ate yeah, dirt. There we go. Copperhead. Copperhead snake. I love it. So, anyways, we'll shift subjects here. I can't help but not expose this, guys. We're 3-4 days from this selection, and if you think you get a choice in the matter, whether you vote red or blue, it's Democrat or Republican, it doesn't matter. Suckers die for your life when the shotgun scatters colors. That's all I can think about that song. I can't help but I keep saying it, but I had to get it out. Then I won't say it anymore. Thanks. The computer was jamming. I was on my jukebox was jamming up there. You guys remember what a jukebox is? How old are you? If you remember what a jukebox is, you might be old. If your dog and your wallet are attached to a chain, you might be a redneck. Okay. I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking, king of the jungle, just a gangster stalking. Yeah, there we go. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it. Much love, brothers and sisters. Again, apologize. We lost the studio lights because we're high tech out here in the desert. But Jimmy Crackhorn and I don't care. We're just enjoying sup with the brothers and sisters in here. Remember, it's all about the narrow way. I'm not going to ever stop exposing these truths, brothers and sisters. You're about 3 days from this selection. What's going to change? We still got people laying dead in North Carolina, South Carolina. It's not going to probably get dug up. A lot of these people's houses are never going to be built. You don't have flood insurance at the top of a mountain. That's lunacy. But that's what happened. So please, brothers and sisters, I don't want another event to happen coming to a neighborhood near you, a theater, whatever, state, before it happens. Remember, people, you need to be one of these people who died trying. I've been saying this to Kevin out here, over and over, and I think he's getting it. Those people who had all these things prepared, I believe, brothers and sisters, if you've been paying attention to a lot of the people that went up into the Ozarks were trying to check out of this east, or north and south system, your left, right, or whatever you want to call it, Democrat, Republican, and they said, I'm getting away from the society and not doing this checking out. I'll watch from afar and I'll get my whole house ready to be wise and have extra oil. And they did. Brothers and sisters. And I know many of them did. And they checked out of the system. They were tired after the stand on the X, with Mr. Stinky Muskrat. Now he's got him standing on stage with him in his gold, MAGA hat. It's ridiculous, brothers and sisters, how much they mock all these things I give you prognosco forewarning of and blow way early on this channel so you can have prognosco. I'm not prophet. Remember, there's no such thing. That's all nailed to a north and south God, a tree, a stake, right? To their Christ did that. Ours, our Shiloh, the one who will give the heirs, that will lift us like he was lifted. We must be lifted at the end of this age. Will be rest. This is what this age is about, the age of the heir. That's why you must be wise as a serpent Leviathan, that crooked serpent, that was the devil, Satan, remember? The original sin, okay, and gentle as a dove. Careful what you partake in. Don't commit adultery with this world. Don't partake. Don't let these people speak things into your ear and let you, right? You will not. Don't worry about it, brothers and sisters. Like I said, you can't change a goat into a sheep. So I thank the Father that we are here, but that doesn't stop this world that you live in right now, that there are still people being affected, and you must be wise. And I thank the Father, the people who spoke out to their ear. They got all their things prepared, and they were done, like that, gone. No birthday next year, for those, well, whatever. A lot of people are gone, but probably not a lot of those people did all that birth and celebration, but probably oligas and all people who lost their lives in this situation. My heart pours out to them, and my brain doesn't stop thinking about them constantly, that these people followed this government and sent money to Ukraine and stole, through their camps, or not camps. It's, we'll call the camps, because they're emergency management agency. Camps concentrate. We're going to re-educate. We don't have out the whiteboard, but we'll put you in that Hotel California where you can check in millimeter bowl, 60 gigahertz or millimeter wave. We'll choke you out. Smoke you out if we have to. Smoke will rise out of the pit. Remember, brothers and sisters, they're all going by this script, or the smoke will rise, but not until then. You must suffer under this testament. Spiritual suffering, brothers and sisters. Remember, these people lost their lives that day. And remember, he said, you must be girded in my service until I return. Lamps trimmed and burning bright. You know what? They died trying, brothers and sisters. They died trying. So I give it, my heart is fulfilled knowing that those people right now are in rest, at least until judgments, brothers and sisters. When I return, when the dead rise from the ashes and the dust, that's the day. That's the day. These people are already gone, brothers. So you're still here. You're lucky. You think so? Or you want to keep staying here watching, being a witness? You better testify. Don't let these eyes be lied to. Hope you have a spiritual ear. Understand the aletheia, the Holy Ghost, what he's saying. Even while you're here, don't fall asleep. He said, be wise. Have your lamps trimmed, because nobody knows the day or the hour. See, these people died. They're gone. They're laying in the dirt, brothers and sisters. And when he returns, Shiloh, bam, that's their day of his return for them. You could die tomorrow. You'd be going on that waiting list. If you hope you're in rest, at least for a minute, till he returns. Hope you understand what I'm teaching you in here. These people died trying, and I give them that. And again, I'm hope that their heart and their eternal spirit is in rest until he returns for judgment. And although we don't know, I hope you understand what's being taught to you in here. This is the gospel, brothers and sisters. This is the inheritance. This is the age of Aquarius. This is the age where the sons of God will be given their inheritance. That's why I come to you as the messenger telling you, he says, no, let men know with his message, not mine. He says, let no man take your inheritance, the crown. And although you may have laid in the dirt back then, see, you're still now in this new age. If you're lucky enough, no, there's no such thing as luck. God put you here, not by chance. If you have enough spiritual eyes to understand you're still in this new age and you're not ready to go, he must be not done with you yet. Serve two masters? No, brothers and sisters. I hope you're understanding this. I hope there's something calling out to you, like what I'm trying to convey to you now, that we must be girded in his service, so that when we come to this time and place, that when he returns, that when we get lifted, because it will be in this age, brothers and sisters, where the sons of God receive their heirs, the testament he paid, the testament he made, the covenant he made. He divorced his bride, brothers and sisters. He divorced his bride, brothers and sisters. He divorced his bride, Israel, and because of idolatry, for making up other rules and cheating on his agape, the 613 statutes, commandments that are continually. So you understand, this flesh covenant that we're under has been fulfilled of the old, and we're not under that. This covenant, he divorced his bride, And he made this new covenant, and he was the testor to make that change of this will of the old into the new, under let vengeance be mine, under this meek testament that I keep trying to explain to you 490 times. Turn your cheek 7 times 70. Do not participate in their unfruitful works of darkness, the children of darkness. Those are doing these things of this world and keep trying to get you to push. I, not him. The word does it to you, but as a messenger who comes with these truths, this aletheia to teach you these things, you've got to understand this is why he tells us to be in it. You're not going to get out of here, brothers, sisters. There's no way out of this, but be not of it. And until that time, you need to be girded, lamps trimmed, and be burning bright, because, brothers, sisters, that testament he made, that testament he paid in blood and flesh, made this covenant where he had an old covenant. And under that testament, as I've taught you over and over, he was the testor of that will. That's why there is a new will and a new wedding and a new bride. He divorced to the old. That's all destroyed, blotted out, physical temple destroyed. He's not in. It's written on tables of your hearts. Fleshy table, your body, not a physical temple in Israel, but a physical temple is destroyed, and now it's a spiritual temple, as he says, your body, remember, sprinkled on fleshy tables. It's not in a house made by hands. Now it is in you, Christ in you, brothers, sisters. My puppy's asking for some attention. What, boy? We'll come up here and we're down. He didn't get no dad tied. Dad went 2 days in a row had to go to town. So hold on, we got to take a puppy time out. Want to say hi, big Tuggy? Want to say hi, big Tuggy? Mr. Pants is here too with us, hanging out. And then we got the other kids here. Yes, we have Marcia Lago, and we've got Chewy. She's our lowrider. Like, I'm just a love machine, and I don't work for nobody but you. All right, better not go on with the rest of that, the lyrics on that song. So, hold on, the public's got to say hi to Mr. Pants. Want to say hi, Pants? Oh, him loves the dad so much. He missed the dad today. So, I want to stop the gospel for a minute, brothers, sisters. You know, that's hard for me to do. Be ready, be girded in his service. I hope at least if you come to pass, brothers, sisters, that when he returns Shiloh and comes back and in this age gives us this testament, this change, this amendment, and he actually gives the reward, because it's all about an heirs to the sons of God, or the heirs to the kingdom of God that Paul was speaking of. Stop teaching, Tracy, just talk. No, it's got to be continued. But listen, the heirs, the sons of God, are those who receive the inheritance. He made that testament of the old and blotted out that in flesh, in blood, and required all these things, war, blood, sacrifice. And now he said, let vengeance be mine. And a hallelujah for the gospel, brothers, sisters. Hallelujah for the gospel, to understand this, that this is a covenant not of old, of flesh and blood, but of spirit. That's why he says through his apostle Paul, wrestle not. Paul was overcome by the gospel. Wrestle not against flesh. Those were Christ's words through Paul. Wrestle not against flesh and blood. This is in the book of Ephesians, and he tells us that our battle is against powers, principalities, the rulers of the darkness of this world. And under this testament, as he made, brothers and sisters, he blotted out the handwriting of ordinances. In the book of Colossians 2:14, once was written on tables of stone, is now sprinkled with that blood that he paid that day as he divorced his bride Israel, the old, and made a new covenant. The testor of that will. When somebody dies in a will, somebody receives an inheritance. That's the wedding feast of the lambs. That's your prize. I hope he's your prize. I hope that's what you're running to. That's what you're supposed to be girded in his service. Lamps trimmed, burning bright. He is the prize. In my book, I don't know if it says something in your book, you can bring it up right now. But in my book, he is the prize. He's the one who picks up his bride and redeems them, correct? And takes them to where his father's house is at. That's a house of many rooms. And they get to sup with him. That's the prize for me. I'd rather go to hell than anything else happen other than that. Don't put me back on this rock and him be here, Shiloh, and me not to be supping with and living with him, not to be the bride. I'd rather burn, because you ain't burning in hell, but we'll use your stupid idiocracy term. In fact, it's cold as hell, said Elton. We know what he is, but see, they got the secrets because they sell their souls to the abyss. Yeah, already, it's already been done. It's already been written. Goats, vessels of wrath fitted for destruction. In fact, it's cold as hell, the abyss from the foundation of the world. He wrote them out in the book of life. No, they're blotted out. They've been blotted out from the foundation of the world. They weren't even written in it. They were in their own writing, their own will, by self-will. They set themselves. Idolatry, pornea, idolatry. These eyes is what sent them to hell, brothers and sisters. They serve these eyes. I'm warning you about these two thieves, once again, that hang on this cross. I think you can understand with this north and south, east and west, what it is that I'm trying to explain to you that Christ is telling you. I fulfilled the north and the south. I am the east and the west. I am the light. You must be born from above daily, brothers and sisters. That's what Paul was telling you. Wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, power, spiritual wickedness, the rulers of the darkness of this world. Spiritual wickedness in high places. It's spiritual now. We're not under the testament of the old. If it doesn't make any sense to you, this guy's a rambling idiot. Okay, whatever. You do you. This is the gospel. This is what the heirs of the sons of God, this is meat for you to chew on the meat and spit out the bones. But I guarantee this isn't some watered down version of the milk. And that's what he wants you to have, that land of milk and honey. I'm telling you, it lies right here, brothers and sisters. These two thieves that hang on this cross, he warned you about idolism. Just think about it as dirt. Seriously, I love Brother Jim's teaching. He makes it very simple. Just think about it as dirt. It all came from the dirt. It's all going back, including everything behind you, everything that's in front of you, your dog, your cat, your garden, and even your husband or your wife came from you. And the biggest thief is going to be you. And these eyes that are going to steal your crown, the one that he's talking about, the crown is the inheritance. The crown is what he blotted out that day of old to make a new covenant with his bride. When the sons of God are picked up and taken to the wedding, that's when that's the inheritance. That is your prize. There's nothing else in this world for us, brothers and sisters. I hope you understand. There's nothing else here for us. Be in it, but be not of it. So if you don't understand this, it's okay. Thank you, Father, for giving them blind ears and eyes and making them deaf to see what I'm saying. Remember, it's already chosen. I can't turn a goat into a sheep. And that'd be already made that mistake in life. Well, at least thinking I was bringing some kind of sheep to him. When that's blasphemy, I rebuke myself of old. My young spirit trying to be, listening to my heart, not defining one word studying. All I knew, I didn't narrow myself enough. But he brought me through, again, teaching, through studying the lexicon, through studying definition, by finding the hados, the truth, through the narrow way. No, I've repaired this one. Whoa, look at it. As you said that, the phone starts leaning. How in the hell did that just do that? Whoa, she says something about the phone stand and the whole thing just started. I think there's no way that was leaning. Whoa. No, I just repaired it. Did that happen when you said that? I don't know, because I looked down and all of a sudden that phone was like, as soon as you said that. It gave it the gangster lean, brothers, sisters. Did you see that? Or was it just me? Or maybe it was on the tilt. I'm on the tilt for real. No, I don't go after a transgender god. They're 50 Brokeback Mountain yourself. Yep. Brokeback, oh man. Yeah, go celebrate your Valentine, doggy style God. Opalian. Okay, let's move off the lesson here. Thank you, Father, for this teaching, that we can teach these. Okay, I don't know. It was leading the whole time. That was weird. How did I not see that? No, okay. I didn't think so. Was it leaning that whole time? It was way over. Maybe I just didn't notice. Maybe, see, I'm on the tilt sometimes. I'm a little twisted, right? No, I'm on the tilt for real. Hey, cut it out. These puppies over here. Hey, go on. You can rest up there for a minute. You can lay next to him over here. Marcy's keeping tabs on Mr. Doggo. And Doggo's such a nice guy. He doesn't care. They've been such good kids. It's so nice that they love having each other around. They do like each other. You're such a good guys. They're good guys. So, anyways, let's move on here a little bit. Now I'm not gonna stay on here too much longer. Again, I don't plug my battery in, so. And so it was a good day today, as far as made it to and fro to town and got a burrito again. So day 2 having a burrito, that's like 2 witnesses. 2 burritos in a row from one of the best. This place has some of the best burritos, I've had. I can't imagine how many burritos they've eaten in my life, but they're always taste the same. And they're very good. And I thank the Father for good food. If life is a struggle and you're having difficulties, like before, you guys see me struggle on this channel and stuff, I thank God for burritos and tacos and good food. At least if you're going to struggle having, but we got to go to town today and get a burrito again. Just had to go back to town, and it didn't get done exactly what I went to town for, but we got better things and more things done too, which was a good thing. Moving into this message is 2. We picked up 2. I purchased 1, and Kevin purchased a Nature's Head toilet. So very important to have a mobile toilet. And we're going to speak something he said, which is brilliant. Everywhere, if you go mobile and you're on the road and you go take a squat in the woods or something, right? You're leaving your DNA everywhere you go. So you could take your DNA and do something with it later. Maybe collect it and burn it off, as I do, and reuse it all, and don't throw it away. They never did throw away poop. People always reuse their poop. People are so scared of poop now, but anyways, you know what they say, it's like diarrhea. It runs in the genes, right? Mr. Tower God in his genes, he loves genes, good genes, good genes. Maybe he's talking about that. Well, I don't know. It's probably like my dad said, Tracy, your mouth's like diarrhea. It never stops running. But anyways, it was my dad. He was pretty hard on me. He said my mouth was going to get me in more trouble than my hands and my feet combined. And I was known to kick somebody too. Whatever. My feet, it doesn't hurt. You don't break hands when you kick somebody too. And you don't have to. I'm not trying to hurt anybody like that. Just kick them away from me or something. Whatever. I had to grow up where I was born in the city of angels, the concrete jungle. Grew up rolling around on the concrete, if you will. So I didn't get that easy peasy, didn't get that life. So, but it's okay. I wouldn't change it for the world. What a change. I was actually talking with, again, Kevin about the sport of MMA, mixed martial arts. And the reason why I like that is because then you don't have to beat the brakes off somebody, right? He said, let vengeance be mine. Wouldn't it be nice to rather subdue somebody? Maybe make them go to sleep, go night-night without dotting their eye or splitting them open or making them bleed if you don't have to. Have a little bit of reservation, being like a loaded Second Amendment item, but on safety. Then if you make it, take it off. Maybe we don't have to, maybe we got another submissive mood to put you on your, kind of like as a prior law enforcement, there's something called use of force. You're supposed to use your mouth. Well, I apologize, lady. I just put these, whenever it was dark we got a little bit of moisture here today. It looks like it rained, so my studio lights didn't get, or my studio light, because the other one's, is solar, and it's okay. All this is about to change. Like I said, everything's rapidly changing, and I really feel there's a lot of changes coming here. Not like that, because it's already so rapid now. After the selection, I think we're gonna get another wave of intensity. I feel like we're having a pullback. Like, there's so many things that are not being talked about that should be talked about, and they're just being swept under the rug. So they'll come in with another wave of an intensity, and people will forget about those things too. So It's unfortunate that's how a lot of these things are continue. I told you this. There's nothing in the Word of God that says things are going to get better. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing in there. It says birthing pain. So you're in the wrong chat, or you're in the wrong frame of mind if you think that anything on this rock is going to get better like that per se. Before it gets better, it's going to get a lot worse. So that's what you should be preparing for. But yeah, okay, I don't have any mirrors like that, but that'd be a good idea. But anyways, the mirror's coming from, the light's coming from above. So anyways, don't worry about the dark or the light, you know, as far as vanity or whatever you see. It's not about these eyes, it's about what you hear in these ears, and hopefully they won't. The message will overcome the eyes, and it won't be something that you'll focus more on the message than the eyes. So I'm not going to stay on here too much longer. So I want to speak of things being celestially wise, of some markers that are coming up. Go see David. He's talking about this Shepherd's Crossing on December 6th. You still got to get November to remember the 6th of November with the selection and the whatever that stupid face mask movie was, or whatever, where they sat there. It's not that it's stupid. It's just I always talked about, I'm not covering my face. You cover your face because you're V for Vengeance or something. I'm not going to cover my face. You know, I have never tried to hide behind a veil or a curtain. I'm not some man pushing on. I'm Toto. I'm the man that pulls the curtain back. So that's what he sent me here. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Toto. So back to the lesson. Are you wise? Are you celestial wise? Are you prepared to not fight with anybody? So where you should focus on right now is getting yourself a way to get out of Dodge. I wouldn't recommend Dodge. I wouldn't recommend Ford. I wouldn't recommend Chevy. I wouldn't recommend Nissan. I wouldn't recommend Mazda. You get what you pay for. More people go more places in Toyotas than any other four-wheel drive vehicle. And I'm not talking about a Tundra. I'm talking about a Tacoma, or second gen or a first gen Tacoma or Toyota. You have anything else, I'll beat you there. You might meet me there, but I'll probably beat you there. So really want to talk about this, because this channel is going to try to go on the road, and if God forbid something happens, I'm going off the road. So I really don't want to register my vehicle when I'm going to have to register at this point, because I'm going to go ahead and say that I've given these cops enough hell, you know, or non-hell, giving them knowledge that right now, and I said it, and I thank the Father for sending me Kevin here, so I wasn't alone during this celestial alignment. Didn't make me feel crazy. And now it happened, and again, there was an increase in some things. A lot of water events increased during that time. They just wiped out the East Coast with a water event, so I really didn't get it wrong, but it wasn't the shift in the tide that well, it did shift. Those people's whole day most of them are laying dead in the dirt, probably tens of thousands, and nobody even cares, man. It's like the people in Lahaina. It's like the people in frickin' Paradise, California. It's like the people in Texas that go barbecued. It's the people in Australia, Canada. I haven't forgotten none of it. The people in San Francisco, where are they? Where are all these people? How come nobody cares about Fukushima? How come nobody cares about these things that are so everyday, that are currently every day affecting this rock, but nobody? Ukraine, a whole generation gone, unalive with U.S. tax dollars, and people vote for these mass murders in chiefs. So, yeah, I kind of seen. So I wasn't today. Today, Lady in Red, I went to. It's hard for me not to teach, brothers, sisters. I apologize. It just is what it is. It's part of what I do, because he makes me. So, do you have a way out of town? I've taught you this before. The fastest way out of town is going to be the slowest way, because everybody's going to jump on the expressway or whatever the fastest way to get out of town in a hurry, and that's going to get clogged up. So the slowest way out of town will be the fastest way. The fastest way will be the slowest way. So I already taught these things. So now that you have that in mind, I think I'm going to go ahead and have to go back to town and register my vehicle, which I don't want to, but I'm going to go ahead and do it, because as Kevin said, I want to get past the first checkpoint, the man with the blue helmets. The blue covers. Are you ready for blue covers? Are you ready to get covered in? Are you feeling blue? Blue. Project Blue Book. I hope you're into the Project Blue Book. I'm totally into this book right here. This book right here is the book. It's the covering. Put on the whole armor of God. Who was that did a video on me on TikTok? Me doing that. Put on the cover. Put on the cover. Do you have your cover on? This is the cover. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Put on the whole armor of God, that you be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. See, here we go around in circles. It's all about the circles. It's a cycle. Hope you understand where we're at. Put on the whole armor. So, Project Blue Book, are you ready? For restrict, the captain has put on the fasten seatbelt sign. You are now not free to move against the, about the cabin. Restricting your movement, Project Blue Book, the new project. Are you ready for DARPA dogs? Hey, are you home in there? Hey, nobody's answering. Well, for your safety, we're going to send in a DARPA dog, a Boston Dynamic dog, to do a welfare check. Your neighbors reported that you have some kind of Second Amendment item in there. Mr. Thumpstain, by executive order, says, by the power of the pen and by Mr. Barry's order, we'll put you all in Hotel California 15-minute cities and you'll concentrate. So Mr. Blue Book himself, who lives in a tower, says, I am the chosen one, wants you, yes, Zion, the triangle, blue triangle up, the blue triangle to Israel, remember? Fake. Those who say they are, you better put on the whole armor of God, brothers and sisters, that you be able to stand against the one that's locked up, the seventh king in that pit. This is the message. So what are you going to do when they come for you? What you going to do? The men in blue, they're going home to their wives. It's going to be robots that come. DARPA robots, I don't know. They escaped from a laboratory like bat flew out of the Wuhan lab. Oh, they've been gain of refunction, researching you through your metadata. They'll just send drones, micro drones. You ever heard of a nano drone? Interesting. It is. It's called Morgellons. It's a thing that's inserted through all of us. Y'all have it. I don't care. You all have Morgellons. You're in a dream. Okay, yeah, whatever. You don't want to spray. Y'all been, hey, did you eat? Did you go through every bit of food that you have in your, some of you reject it, but some of you don't. Everybody doesn't get the same effects from everything else, but it's all been nanofied. It's all particulate genetically. This is happening again. Before you're a chimera. Their brothers, sisters, have no fear. The iron will not cleave with the watery clay. This is a good lesson. It's fun. Whatever, brothers, sisters, you think that this is not happening. Then you don't think that they couldn't take nanoparticulate and then excite a system that would come off the Africas and let a spinning system for 7.5 hours over Tennessee, North Carolina. Get out of here. Grow up. You're dreaming. You're in some other fantasy world. We know who's responsible. This rogue camp government, concentrate. Let me take your Second Amendment from you. That will be Mr. Blue Book who will do that by executive order. By executive order. Yes. Days away. Or will it be Kamala? Will be the purple people eater? It don't matter, brothers and sisters. This initiative is going to continue to be pushed. Like, let me give you the bite, the Mr. You know I was a snake, the fang, the hollow needle, the tube, or here on the tube, the hot YouTube, right? The fang, the bite that you get one of those stickers. Hey, come here, play Pokemon with me. No, hey, let's put the bite in like a snake. You get two, right? Fangs, same thing. Mr. Cleanup, behind buddy, Joe, Mr. Creepy. Yeah, not sleepy. The actor who stepped down, he is an acting. Why did everybody just accept Kamala? That's how lost this country is, just so you know. America, you're lost. You people who follow this left and right paradigm, you're the biggest idiots, and I can't wait till 1,000 years from now till they write history about how you participated in this IT system and you fell asleep like in the twinkling of an eye at the last thump. They're still filling up stadiums and arenas over this Zionist king of Israel, this tower dancing Israelis at the bottom of this 3 towers drop with 2 airplanes on that day. I now have the tallest building in the world. They love him. They revel of him. After like he's, whoa, he has his house decorated with the, whoa, God locked up in the pit, the 7th king. But nobody knows. Nobody even knows who the 7th king is. They don't even know 7 is the number of judgments. It doesn't matter. I'm not here. I'm judging you righteously, you religious idiot. That's what the word of God tells me to do. This guy's being so judgmental. Yes, you're an idiot. The word of God tells us to, yes, absolutely. Do not condemn. You'll know them by their fruits, not by their cover. You don't judge them by their cover. You'll know them by their fruits, brothers and sisters. So our judgment isn't, it lies with this book. The 66 canonized, this is what we use. Love thy neighbor. This is the love of my life. Like thy love thy neighbor, like thy love thy enemy, like thy love thyself. Don't fall off the wagon. Don't fall out the boat. The vessel. Don't start thinking you're steering the ship. Yeah, this is it. The apocalypse. Whoa. So I hope you understand where we're at in time and place in this space. Because when they do this next change over, the changing of the guard, it'll probably come with advanced intelligence. If you believe in artificial intelligence, I rebuke you. You're an idiot. You know nothing about computing. You have no idea. You've fallen for spun. You are, your busos is lacking, and you've fallen for Mammon's version of this twisted version of this. It says the iron will not cleave with the watery clay. So you better get ready for your DARPA dogs and your nano drones. And it could be small, it could be big, it depends. They can do it from all angles. They'll put it in any orifice they choose. There's no way out of it. Well, it's part of this whole thing about this releasing out of a laboratory for gain of function research with Mr. Number 1 paid Dr. Falsey. He's in on it too. Don't ever forget the Mr. who brought you the virus. It'll be a virus again. It'll probably be a flu. Probably have something to do with something that flies. Birds. And inheritance and heirs and the heir. Birds fly. He says, you must be wise as a serpent. Leviathan, that crooked serpent, you knew I was a snake before you let me in, and gentle as a dove. Doves fly, don't they? Dove, Christ. Interesting. What was Christ telling us? He's telling us we're about this inheritance, brothers and sisters, the gospel. So if you don't understand Christ, the Hamashiach, he knows these things, right? And he writes these things because he paid that in blood, and he writes it in spiritual garments, washed clean in that blood, without blemish, white. Garments washed in blood, white, without. How do you pull that off? By not falling for this flesh, brothers, sisters, and then somebody like myself be able to come in and easily discern where their next move is at. I'm not a prophet. Prophecy was nailed to a tree. There's nothing new under the sun. It's all going by the script. They have their own version, but they go off of this book. It's all mocking and then copying. They're copycats. They're mirrors. BUSOS. That's busos. White blood cells heal. So if I spin them, oxygen, that's your oxygen cell. A white blood cell, why do you think it's white? Because it's oxygen. White blood cells, oxygen. That's your red blood, that's your hemoglobin. Spin that fast enough, you cannot get your capillaries to circulate enough, and you'll be saturation of oxygen. Oh, white blood cell saturation. Oh, no, you got a respiratory problem. You got oxygen saturation in your hemoglobin, and your white blood cells are not now attaching because they're spinning because of the G, the 5, the 60 millimeter wave. Why'd you make me go off on that, Ross? Anyways, thanks again, brothers, sisters. Where you need to do is get away from those G towers. These towers do not run out of the cities. They are a grid pattern system, please. They're not Mr. Stinky Muskrat's satellite balloon system, helium, whatever system, their satellite Starlink system. Reagan called it Star Wars, but it's still a system that's going to track and trace everything from everywhere above our heads. That's all it is. All this other nonsense with all this idiocracy where people believe this is where this will come to head one day. I can't wait till they all fall out of the sky and people think it's Armageddon. It's going to be the funniest thing ever. It will. I can't wait for that day to all their satellites just literally just deteriorate with their balloons on top of them, and the majority of them just fall right out of the sky, and they'll break up. Everybody will think it's the end of the world. It'll be hilarious. It'd be hilarious, because apocalypse is the lifting of the veil. It doesn't have anything to do with things coming down to earth. It's the lifting of the veil, and it absolutely hilarious. You know, they'll think it's, Armageddon is that's a whole battle too. That's not, see, the religious idiots. So let's get back to the problem here that we're having, or at least that I'm having, is at least just trying to speak about something other than teaching at this point. But that's just, I can't help it. Thank you, brothers, sisters. Listen, if you don't have a way to get out of town, I don't want you to really continue to follow my channel, because you're going to be one of these people that I run into. And I would like to narrow this channel back down under and it keep going backwards, because I really don't like it going forward. If we go on the road and do this with the channel, because it's not about, I want organic people, and if not, to participate in these things too. Of, I'm not doing this and saying this for a reason. You're going to need to get away from chaos, and you're going to need to get away from people. And if you don't want to participate in that, then stay where you are, but don't stay here, please. Please leave this channel and unsubscribe. I'm not here to gain a single more subscriber. I'm actually here to weed off anybody who's not doing these things in the future. So you're not going to go hurt somebody in the future. And I don't want to hear that Christ will take care of all my crap. Get out of here. I know the narrow way, and it's to be prepared and have extra oil and die trying, like those people in North Carolina that had everything, but it didn't even matter. Yes, it did. They died trying. Yes, it did. They were girded in his service. He has extra oil. So I'm not hearing it. I'm left that we're in the age of Aquarius. We're not in the age of these idiots who won't be on the ready and, be awake, and they're slept. They've fallen under this deception of not speaking up and not having the things. Better to have and not need than need not. If he's going to leave and prepare a place, then I'm going to prepare it too. And if you tell anybody else not to, I rebuke you. Get out of this channel. You're not of the fruit of the Father. You will know them by their fruit. And anybody's going to have, when you clothed him, you clothed me. When you fed him, you fed me. When you provided a place of shelter, you shelter. Get out of this channel. Get out of here. You are not in the narrow way. I rebuke you. Anybody, if you're so caught up in your time and your whole life that you have not found enough time to somehow prognosko, take some time for future, if you even can't give now, that you have something, as I keep telling you, buy 3 life straws, sell a video game or something. You got something you can get rid of. Heck, you got to have a garage sale to make enough money to, buy a supplies worth of something, not to be one of the people that, are going to be a problem to other people, but you won't simplify it because you got I'm too big for rice and beans, and 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 buckets of rice and beans, Wow, that's what I'm talking about. I picked up some old Department of the Interior State Service maps that are jumbo size for planning. That's what I'm talking about, Martello. So when the satellites go down, brilliant, Martello, to talk about. Now he's got maps, and get these old horse trail maps. Get all these maps, guys. Maps are extremely important when you're navigating. Thank you. That's something I'm going to have to start putting away, really, too. I'm almost being a hypocrite because I don't have much of that. And, and you should. If I'm going to go on the road and travel, as I travel, I need to remind myself to pick up things like Martello just put in here. Those are brilliant. Those are things that are not even roads, that are back roads. And, that's like these people in the Ozarks up there, that they should be letting these people in. They know all the wood cutting trails and all these other trails that have been in, that they've cut in, that aren't on the map. So, thank you for that testimony on that, because that's brilliant. Having paper maps is when this signal goes down, and it might probably be a permanent thing, because they can't have their robot wars and all or can they? Can that whole system be down? Well, I don't think so, brother, sister. Without their new system that they're bringing in, and not some one world order and map charts. Cool, nice, John. Excellent. Those will just be and compass liners, life straws. So that's what I was talking about, brothers, sisters, is that so you're not a burden to others. And I know some people are living paycheck to paycheck, and it's not easy to put things away, but you need to probably narrow some things in your life then. Or look around. There are people who will put pride aside and ask for some help then, and God will provide in that case. I guarantee you there are people who will continue to be charitable, brothers and sisters, regardless of how horrible things are. people tend to be very charitable. Look at all these fake churches that have millions of dollars donated to them every single day. So you just wait till all this ministry gets changed over, and that's why I'm going to want to speak to you about this subject. And I'm going to go shut this front door. I'm letting in too much cold air, guys. Now, hey, Pansy. Go ahead. But since I want to take this ministry again on the road, brothers and sisters, I was able to not purchase the vehicle that I wanted. I really kind of got a eye-opener to be very meticulous about what you do. When I went to go buy that other Forerunner, it ended up having a head gasket issue, which is kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. So that was a lot more money, and it's probably better that way because I have taxes coming due on all the land that I own, and all the land that I'm buying. I have taxes due on all these 65 acres, so I need to have that money prepared. And unlike most people who have a regular income, I have $0 come in every month. So, it's the first, and 13 days, all the land payments, are due again. And so I have to be wise, and hopefully that will, if I don't spend it all or whatever, and actually I probably spent most of my cash now because I have the rest of it in precious metals, and we'll see. I know everything will, I've been very busy out here doing what I've been doing. And I was able to purchase a 96. It has 280,000 miles. Nice. I picked up so many books the other day, and I could have stayed there longer at that restore place. Probably found a couple more books. There was a lot of good books there. I can't go there Monday. Okay, so I'm going to have to go to the back into town again, brothers and sisters. But I did go into town, and I purchased a 96 Forerunner that has the 3.4. It's got 280,000 miles on it. So it's got a ton of miles, but some of those get 500,000 miles. So I'll try to take care of it the best I can. It's not something that I think it's been beat on. That's why I was able to pull it. Some serious Wolf Creek vibes. Are you talking about in Oregon or something? Wolf Creek is in Oregon, if you will. I don't know if you're talking about near the I-5 corridor. So anyways, or that's some kind of movie. Are you caught up in some kind of stupid freaking telescreen visual voodoo crap referring to some vision voodoo movie? So, but yeah, it's not the one I wanted, Lady in Red, again, because this is just I'll show you, but it's not bad. It drove great. It doesn't leak. It's in good shape. So it'll work for now, and I'll be my base, so I can start trying to add some more things to it, which I want to try to add a bumper, one nice big bumper with a bull bar up there. And maybe because like my last one of my Toyota had KC lights in the bumper that was a really nice bumper on that truck, full custom bumper. And then a winch. It's very important to be able to get off the road. So I'm going to try to put a bumper and a winch on it and raise it up a little bit, get it up. I'm going to figure out how the best way to do that, and put some taller tires on it and go from there. Maybe a luggage rack, and start trying to build an overland vehicle out of this Forerunner. So I don't like that it's red. So I'll probably repaint it myself, and that's fine. I know how to paint, and I'll just use a rattle can. I'm not trying to make it look like I can tape and paint and use, my skills in a painted thing was with the rattle cans before. People could like, dude, that's incredible. I cannot believe you just put, yeah. I don't like red. I can't stand red. And it's okay. I don't care. It's a good runner for now. And I bought some paint, probably not enough, but I'm going to go ahead and I bought what they had. I bought the rest of what they had. So they didn't have any more. If they would have had more, I would have bought more. So, Okay, cool. You're worried about a movie. Okay, cool. Good to see you're caught up in a movie there, Generic Pulse, and that's fine. Whatever you want to refer to me to a movie. My life is more, I guarantee you, my life is way better than any movie you've ever seen in your life. Couldn't even explain this silly little spike of whatever blip in time, whatever sat down for 2 hours to watch whatever idiocracy you watched of some fairy tale, some made up crap that probably has some biblical meaning underlining because they write everything in a B and A movies down to everything on the, it's all being done by the script. But anyways, so this vehicle give me something to, I'm just going to paint it all. You know what I'm saying? Base. I just have to paint it all. So I bought some non-reflective camouflage paint that I painted with before. So I'll probably prep. What I'm really thinking of doing is just, I've done this before on something like this, is just go at a certain panel at a time and paint one panel, at a time, and don't try to paint it all in one shot or something like that. And I'm not worried about having some, super finish on this vehicle, because it's, again, something I'm going to be able to plan on getting away from people who are more worried about stupid things in this world and things like America and the idiocracy that goes on in this world, and all the, nobody cares about crap when we should. The government's just literally whacking people with storms and food and, weather and nanotech and visuals that play certain counts and, rates, flicker rates, and change the frequency of the music that we listen to, and all this perversion of all these things that, warp what we should really be doing and going after. And instead we do these things but it doesn't matter, again, brothers, sisters. So some of us are prepared and will continue to prepare, and the cream, as leaven, leavens the whole lump, that will rise and cause that to, infect, right? If you will, and the leaven causes the yeast to, right? And that spreads throughout, and that's the rising. That's the opposite of what we're supposed to do. A little leaven leavens the whole lump. One apple will upset the whole apple cart, if you will, correct? So the cream, brothers, sisters, it always rises to the top. Fear not, be not anxious, only fear the Lord. This is how this is going to happen. And so some of us are already prepared, and when that day happens, all those things that are in place will come to fruition. So most of this is going to try to get to this overland vehicle, because that's the mobile ministry. So I'm going to spend most of my focus now on, trying to continue with that and get the ministry paid off. So I feel a very good sense of relief, because I told you that I would. All right, see, you're unfruitful works of darkness, Jarrett Pulse. I rebuke you. You're an idiot. There you go, referring to drugs. We see people just like you, man, always tripping on your own, self, your idolatry. But okay, so once again, overland vehicle. Let's just spit it straight out. I'll stop trying to speak around the bush. And if you don't have an overland vehicle, I think you're an idiot to the world, meaning you're just unskilled, untrained. You're a layman. You're a simple man. You're a simple woman, and it's not an insult. I think you're just basically ignorant. Maybe nobody's ever told you. If you want to get away from chaos, you probably should get off the road and not be driving down the highways and the byways, but be able to leave chaos and, scratch out with a broom or something your tire tracks behind you and disappear out of sight, out of mind. So I'm not going to ever stop telling you that now, because that's how you're going to. I'm not telling you to shut up about what you see and put your head in the sand, but sooner or later, you're probably not going to want to participate in any of this system anymore. I rebuke anybody who does. I really wish people would just unsubscribe to this channel. If they're voting in any kind of selection, oh, Tracy, if you don't vote, you don't get a voice. Leave. I leave. I don't want you here. I would never vote for anything that's current in this system. The new system is make your own system. If you grew your own food, You would never participate yourself with this crap that we feed our kids. You should never eat out ever again. You should never eat anything other than what you grow in your own garden. And you should have a community of 3 or 4 or 5 people to help you do it. And if you're not doing that, you're probably on the wrong path in my eyes. I'm being righteously judging you. You should come to your own community. You know what I'm saying? So if everybody just did this and broke out this system, this whole system would dry up. There'd be no taxation. There'd be no genetically modified food. I'm not some kind of trying to reinvent the wheel here. It's called evolution, but you guys are the world, not me. You know, I've already evolved. I'm already out of the system. I checked out of the system decades ago. So I'm righteously judging you. So if you're one of these people, oh my God, you're judging me, get out of here. Go waller in your own piss. I'm tired of this crap, man. Get yourself away from chaos. And if you don't have a plan to get away from chaos, I don't want to be around anybody. I want to sup with anybody who doesn't have a backup plan, a B plan, a C plan, or a D plan. You know, if you're so caught up in the world that you can't take the time to do this, or you're so down in the dumps that you can't make, I get zero income every month. And I pay 65 acres of land every single month. And I have had leaned on you guys for a little bit of help here in the last to get through some of these last couple months. But, you know, the majority, again, remember, things been sold, you know, and it has been appreciated. So I've told you I'd be able to spring out of that here soon. And I'm right in the middle of the winter months, but I already have too much work put in already for it not to pay off. For as speak, you reap what you sow. So I do appreciate all the people who've supported this ministry in every way, shape, or form. Again, generally not much of anything given to the ministry has been paid for, like land payments. It's gone to some other things here, supplies and some replacement things or saws and some of the stuff that I purchased again for these, some of the stuff for the Rusty Dragon, things again that have helped this ministry out to become, and I can't not wait to give every bit of this to the ministry. And the development is currently in place to put all this over to the ministry very soon. And this will protect this property. God will protect this land during this next 10, 15, 20 years. No matter what, nothing will happen to it. It will not be able to be taxed by some war machine. You know, this American, whatever this taking they have that is coming through people's, you know, deed that's taxed, tax given to, it's the High Desert Faith and Truth Ministries land, and it's donated, and it's not 501c3 funded, so it doesn't gain any funding from the government. It's funded from people like you guys. So thank you for, again, the help over in these last, couple months, helping to provide, to keep the ministry, keep my mentality to push through the winter. I busted my hip, my back was bad. It was, trying to work in the, finish that Rusty Dragon out in the middle of the winter. And it was tough. So I appreciate everybody who was there for me, spending a lot of time. And again, we had some ties come in that which helped push us back through this time to get here where we're now. Again, I'm thankful again because it won't be, again, too much longer where all this land and everything on it will be, will be donated, and it will all become a job for me where all my time, instead of pushing so hard with my physical labor and things like that, could be spent going out into these communities. And I can't imagine what will happen with this ministry, how fast and rapidly things will go. I'm excited for that, guys. But until then, I'm going to take this ministry on the road. Now I have the vehicle to do that. I'm probably going to need to button down here in the next couple of weeks and finish up this shelter, get the sidewalls on it. It's probably another week's worth of time that I can spend on it, at least put a door on the front door. And I need to pull a measurement before I go into town. Maybe I can go by those other restores and find some of them. A nice big thick metal door or something. Or a frame that I could pour some concrete. I'll make my own or something. Interesting. I'm gaming out. It's good game theory in the door to the shelter, guys. The archive. Again, so much of it was done. So once I lock that stuff up, be able to go on the road and then do these organic, again, as I told you, things that I've missed doing, chasing waterfalls, rainbows, petroglyphs, sightseeing, going and seeing nature. Did you get mode? What do we get there? But like I said, it's used. It was much more affordable. It kept money in my pocket. So hopefully be able to push through these next month or two, or at least a month. I might have to go into town and sell some gold, but that's not the end of the world. No, I didn't get any more concrete. So no, I haven't done that yet. I haven't been able to allot any funds towards that, but I will. Kevin said thinks we should just order another concrete. And I think I agree with him, because there's, and then I could still get more concrete and I could still go get another 30 bags probably after then to kind of do or 10 bags or something to do another, use that as like a coat, because I like that finer rock to give it a coating. Even though it's getting all coated, it'd just be, I got it in my head. So it is what it is. So probably another $1,000 worth of concrete will take care of the shelter. And that will be both ends capped and a nice big rally racing stripe down the middle of the shelter itself before buried and pulled back in that seam again. I'm really, but I think he's right. I think it should be done. And I think it'd be okay. I think if I did it now, even in the winter, as good as the concrete as they have, if I backfilled that almost immediately, because it's going to dry out, it's going to dry and form itself, and then immediately backfill it with dirt. It's not, it's not going to get frozen. If there's nothing 6, 8, 10 inches of dirt sitting on that concrete, it's not going to crack. It's not going to have the earth's not going to penetrate it. They make blankets and pour concrete all winter long. So I put blankets and stuff in over and let it cure in. But yes, that's what I'm saying, Martello. I have Kevin here with me. Kevin's been with me here since before the whole 10-24 date. So we rode out the storm, and I thank Father for sending him, because, Kevin's serious. Kevin has a Tacoma pickup that will probably go even more places than my Forerunner will go. That truck is freaking amazing. The way they built these new Tacomas there's too much for me. I can't fix that Tacoma. There's no way in hell I could fix this truck. I know that. It's too new, but I probably could fix the one that I have, and it's probably pretty new too. But number 1 or number 2, or correction, right? Yeah, see, that's what I'm gonna have to get. I'm probably just gonna order concrete the next time. So no, he came out from another state. So, but anyways, brothers, sisters, being prepared like this is something, like I said, when he came out here, it made me feel, again, like he's not doing it in panic. He understands to get off the side of the road can make the difference between life or death. Just like, hey, I'm going to have to go back to town, guys. I'm going to have to do something that I have not wanted to do. And it's to register a vehicle. I haven't registered a vehicle in years. I don't register my vehicles. Hell no, I'm not a bootlicker. You know what I'm saying? I don't participate in that. I'm not this man of this land and, of Oz and wizardry and warlocks and flying monkey law of the corporation called America. I don't participate in any of that. That's why I rebuke anybody who votes in that system. You're an idiot. Get off this channel, please. Get out of here. I don't want to be around anybody who votes. If you vote, leave now. Leave. I rebuke you. You're an idiot. Go. So if you don't vote, and you're going to become your own system and become your own ruler, and you can vote for your vote. Are you getting tired of the donkey and the elephant? Stock up on the lamb, or get out of here, please. There's your savior. That's who's going to save you in 2024's next 6 days from now, or 4 days, or whatever. That's your personal savior right there. So, having the way to get off the road, stock up on the lamb. Hallelujah. That's what you want, to put all your stock. That's who I vote. That's where I give my vote for. That's where I put my money. All my treasure goes towards that, and I'll get my I'll get to put a say. He already bought me. It's me putting in that, paying the price daily cross as I teach you. So under this covenant, brothers, sisters, this will call out to you, and you'll say, yep, Tracy's right. It's not about me being right or wrong, but if you pull off the side of the road and somebody drives by you that wanted to kill you, could be all the difference between being able to get off the road only 20 yards, 30 yards off the road can make all the difference in the world. Seriously, brothers, sisters, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to escape my death, but anybody's not tracking with this from now on is got to just either be quiet, sit here, listen, or don't sit here, or just leave this channel, because I don't want to be around people who don't have a backup plan and have a B plan and a C plan, if you will. So that's where I'm headed. And like I said, my B plan now is to get my A out of here and get on the road and go visit a few people that are locally here in this state, and then come back. I'm not done here at all. I'm never going to leave this ministry like that. Even if I leave the country at one point in time, you know, down the road after all this logistical crap gets tied up with me, or untied, or whatever it is, falls through. And I'm going to continue to come back and make this ministry grow. I'm going to build more. There's more to be built on this ministry. I know this is just the start of something wonderful, and it'll continue to do. I'll be able to accomplish through pastoring the gospel here at High Desert Faith and Truth out in the Outback, in the Oregon Outback, and then go on the road and go into these churches and go visit these churches, whatever, houses made by hands, and show you that the aletheia does not lie within these, you know, churches, what they call modern day, you know, brick and mortar, blocks, stones, sticks, 2x4s, 6s, 8s, whatever you call, trusses, floor joists. They're not, he doesn't dwell there. He dwells within the word itself, and that's within you. It's written on your heart. So to go into these fake churches and expose them, not the people sitting down, but the people, that man standing in the pulpit, my beef, you know, the meat is with him, Cool. Yeah, I'm not, remember, I only do cabin rentals for 3 days at a time, lady in red. Okay. So I don't rent cabins out like monthly or anything like that. So, that's not, and that's so beautiful now that I know that in the future that these cabins will help fund so much of the ministry, guys. There's so much to out here. There's multiple places that rent cabins out here. There's the hot springs that rent multiple type, and they're not just cabins. Those are like friggin', I looked at Kevin those the other day, man. He's going to go down there and have himself a nice vacation, take some time to go see that down there. That's awesome. I'm glad he's going to go take the pups, and he's been here for a minute, so he's going to go spend a day or two, try to get some time by himself too. And there's a really beautiful place down there in Summer Lake that's a beautiful view, and they got really nice full kitchens and everything. It's just a neat space. They got the hot spring, so we'll get to enjoy some of that too, and enjoy the animals and the view. I'm sure he'll be able to go walk around out there and enjoy himself. So I'm really excited for him. Taking him around a little bit. We went to Bend today, and he's starting to see this place is an actual gem. If you love outside, there's so much to do. I mean, there's hundreds of trailheads that you can hike into all these different things along the Cascades. There's tunnels and caves and fishing and hunting and trapping, and it's just a paradise for a man who likes being outdoors and kind of likes the rugged. And then I showed him today the more too, because we went the other way, the edge of this ring that's out here, which is pretty neat. What has been discovered on how the oldest clothing on the planet was found right here. So I plan on taking off in this vehicle and traveling and traversing through these woods here and finding myself some little honey holes to put my little secret hideouts in, so that you guys that want to stay in town and keep, messing with this society are going to be out. You're going to be SOL, out of luck. You really are, because people are not going to be prepared, and it's not going to be the end of the world. But there will be a time comes that I believe here real soon that things are going to get a lot worse in this country if you live in America before they ever get better. So planning on great again and all that crap, MAGA and elections, thinking all these things are going to change come 4 or 5 days from now, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. You've fallen for this system, and that's fine. I'm not worried about losing or gaining your friendship or you're not. The best thing you do is plan for the worst. And again, I don't want to sup with anybody who's partaking in a system that steals from the future generation so we can have a living right now. And that's what this country is based off. When they sell a treasury and a bond, that's sold on the stock exchange, and that's our labor. So no more of this monkey law, flying monkey law, wizard of witch, wizardry. We just got past. I think so. I couldn't stand Halloween. The vibe during that day was just sucked. But I'm glad we made it till today. November 1st, it's a pretty big change. I can feel it already because I'm an energy being. So there is things to come that are going to be good, brothers, sisters, but not some turning this country back to a time where, there's all these ways of old and freedom. That this country is continuing to deteriorate. So the best things that you can do is get your house in order, spiritual, and then do these physical things that are not, shouldn't be interesting you so much. That's just what wise, virgins do. So you're going to be a foolish virgin. Wait until they take, something off the store shelf that you wanted and they don't have any access to it anymore. Wait till you can't even go into the store anymore. People don't think that's a possibility. No, you're only going to get your 6 tomatoes that you ordered online. And guess what? You're not getting any more meat. You were only allotted, 3 pounds of beef and 2 pounds of pork a month. And you already had your 3 pounds of beef. So you've ordered beef, sir, and we're not allowed to give you any more beef. So just sit there and shut up and take your 6 tomatoes and move on. There's people behind you that are trying to get their, future generations sold. This is what's going on in this corporation called America. So if you're not out of the system already, your brothers, sisters, don't go out there and try to change anybody right now. If they're not already getting prepared, leave these people alone. Get away from them. See what I'm saying? Get away from me. If you're not preparing, please leave this channel. Don't be here with me. I don't want to be around people who aren't trying to have some way to help people out in the future, or at least die trying. And that's the kind of people that I want to sup with. That's the kind of people that are going to grow through this ministry. And that's what's going to, that's what the future is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's fine. Don't try to change anybody at this point. You can talk to them, but don't try to change them. You're not. If they don't see it by now, I just get out of the way of that. We don't live in that age anymore. So it's not wrong to go out there and still talk to people. Again, I'm never going to stop doing that, brothers and sisters, and I'm never going to change anybody, but you're not going to convince your family. And I know you love your sister, your brother, your mom, your aunt, your uncle, your wife, your husband, whatever it is. If they ain't got it figured out by now, they're not going to see it. If they don't see with looking around with what happened in North Carolina, that storm, what was that like? Half a year's worth of rain, that got dumped over the Area 51, starting out, that whole New Mexico, was it? This is, like David on Adapt 2030, the weather patterns are gone. He didn't say that, but I've been trying to explain, that there's no more seasons, guys. Seasons are a thing of the past. If you think you're having 4 seasons somewhere, you're out of your mind. We're breaking and shattering highs and lows, and there's things, the weather. So that's what I've been trying to have you get prepared for, is weather. So other than that, I just enjoy the time that you have and go enjoy nature before they lock this country down again. Start taking away Second Amendment items and doing things that you never even thought that were possible, that they put in all these movies, that I'm not some kind of prophet. They put in all the movies. It's called predictive programming. You guys are going to fall for it. It's called softly exposing you these things so that when this happens, you don't react to it. Oh, I saw that on a movie. Oh, it's normalization is what it's called. Normalization. So, it's not normal to me. People who aren't prepared. So you think it's, I'm not normal because, I'm crazy because I'm trying to get you to prepare, then go ahead. Go on with your bad, normal self and just go along, and you'll always have your microwave burritos and your, your Starbucks, and you'll be able to play your video games. The internet will always be on, and it'll always be 70 and sunny in your world, won't it? This is not, you know what I'm saying? So focus on getting yourself an overland vehicle, and then give me updates and send me pictures of your new overland vehicle that you got, your new Toyota. Please sell something. I don't care. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm giving you wise as a serpent, gentle as a dove advice. So you can get the hell off the roads and get away from and make your own roads. That's going to be the way, is to be able to get off the road, pave your own way, pave your own path, make your own narrow way. Can't get any more narrow than a road that doesn't exist, huh? Making your own road, so to speak, through that's a narrow way right there, isn't it? So give me your updates. Who owns a Toyota? Who doesn't? If you don't own one, go get one. Pre-2017. Cool. I don't care what you got to do it. And I'm not saying do anything illegal or anything, but find a way. God will provide. I know he will. So I didn't get the vehicle I want, but I got something out there. Remember, I don't have, regular source. I have blessings. I already blessed with hard work, and things will pay it off. So I've already had all the blessings that I need. So now I can keep taking and selling things that I have and putting them in towards this mobile ministry, the mobile tabernacle. So won't that be cool to see this develop? So I'll show you. We'll come up tomorrow and we'll do a live stream tomorrow. We'll show you this red, I don't know, whatever it is. Well, I don't want to give it a name right now, but I'll give it a name after I'm off this stream. Something came to my name, but I won't bring it out right now. So it's something red, and it's shaped like a Twinkie. So that's what I'm going to call it for now, but we'll figure it out. We'll get it a different color, get it earth tone. I won't feel so weird. And it really is kind of sun bleached on it. So it's not some bright red. There's only one fender that looks like he polished on it, but thank you. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But we'll get that red stain off of there. We'll overcome it. We'll baptize it with some sand colors or some earth tones. I wanted to paint it black or dark, but I said I can't do that. I got to make it blend in with the desert where I'm at. So it's a nice used high mile vehicle that runs good. And thank you, Father. It was affordable and it will work for me now for what I need. So you get to see the transition from the red bomber, now we'll call it that, on this show here broadcast. But you'll get to see it change. Hopefully get it to an overland vehicle so that I can get away from people, idiots that don't want to be prepared for idiots that are unprepared. So both idiots. And no, lady in red, you're going to have to figure out how to get yourself a Toyota. I don't want to hear no excuses. I'm on you like white on rice, lady. I don't want to hear it. Make it happen. Ask the Father. He'll prepare you the way, the narrow way. I don't want to hear it. I'm a Chevy man myself. Love Chevys. Had more Chevys than, Chevys and lots. Yeah, more Chevys. I've owned more Chevys than anything else. So your Chevy is not going anywhere. Your Chevy is a rock and it's stuck in the mud. It's not going nowhere. And I'm talking about going into the narrow way. And I'm not even talking about a Tundra. So take the Tundra and stick it where the sun don't shine. I'm talking about a Toyota, first, second, and third generation Tacoma. First, generation Tacoma, second, up in 2017. Will get you out of, I don't have that kind of money to afford anything. I bought something very reasonably priced, but I can put the extra money in it to make it a overland. It's not a crap box like a lot of these turn, and when they get off-road, I don't think this thing has really been off-roaded a lot, if very little, it's really in good shape. So for an old high mile vehicle, it's the first year of that, year. It's the 96. So it's old, but for me, it's new. So I'm excited to get this behind me, and I'm going to encourage you to do the same thing. And, yes, Toyota's out of the box ready. That's a great way to put it. Right there. All right. Thank you, Marcello. It's perfect verbiage for frickin' Toyota. Toyota's, and now you can hop that up because this is a stalker, guys. What I got was a stalker, and that's what I wanted. I didn't want some poop box, okay? That's all ratted out, you know. What do they call that? Shit box. That's what they call it. But there's another name they have for it. But anyways, this has clapped out. It's not been clapped out, okay, guys? And so please find yourself a way to some kind of Toyota. The market's going to continue to go up because I'm on you right now, like with Life Straws, the Gospel, and Toyota. You can get, you guys probably, some of those first generation Toyotas right now, really, probably the most reasonable market right now is the Toyota 4Runner market. You've seen me kind of shop this market when you agree. Trucks are way higher than a 4Runner right now. And a 4Runner is just a truck with a welded on shell. Oh man, guys, I got to tell you that before we go today. Freaking Kevin got a Lear today. It's a cat fit truck that's meant to fit that truck, and man, it looks sharp on that truck. I'm so glad he got it to cover his stuff. You know, dog food we bought the other day and stuff. You know, he could put it in there, locks up, and then it fit with the Toyota rails that he has. What a sharp look. His truck looks super nice, and then it serves a purpose. It's not so much about vanity, but it really is about serviceability. You know, he can put the animals back there if he ever wants to.
It's got $2,500 scratches on it.
Yeah, but you're not going to go anywhere in a Subaru where a Toyota will go. And I understand Subarus are amazing vehicles. You know, they really do really well rally, but I'm talking about going off the road, you know, going off and making your own road. So I'm talking about stump crawling, getting out, literally pulling and winching yourself over. So I like Subaru. You know, I'm saying I'm not a big Subaru, you know, follow the whole thing, but I know that Subarus are pretty amazing rally type. And, but we're not talking about the same thing here. We're talking about being able to get off the road and get away from idiots that want to kill you and take you and your wife and rape her and do things with her and rape your kids. I'm not serious, guys. They're going to be not thinking at all. All they're going to be thinking, you look like a chicken bone and your kids look like wings. I'm not kidding. So, no, but they make the rally. Subaru makes some of the most intense rally vehicles, like more like your Ivan off-road kind of, you know, that type of rally. But I'm talking about woods and up and out of sight, out of mind, blazing your over rocks and stuff. Let's always, again, Subaru's got that rally market with Toyota and some of the others. They're really, it's a great market. If you had to get out of town in a hurry in some inclement weather, like on the main roads, I definitely think Subarus right now are really good. Give me an old Jeep and a setting. Cool. Jeeps are not bad too, guys. I don't want to talk away from a Jeep because I was talking to Kevin about that today. Jeep's a nice short wheelbase. You will find a Jeep falling around a Toyota. They're one of the few that can kind of keep up with a Toyota. Give or take, it depends what's in that Jeep, guys. Remember, too, Jeeps are kind of, there's a whole generation, so I don't want to talk down Jeeps, too, because Jeep's a good vehicle. Yeah, no, and it had been, so he was really nice. So it was really awesome today, guys, that Kevin got a toilet today. I got another composting toilet, so I got another one for the ministry, and this is a mobile toilet, guys. Like I said, I think it was brilliant what he said. You don't have to leave your poop everywhere you go. You're going to bring your poop with you, so you don't leave a print of wherever you go. You got to just pull over on the side of the woods. If you're traveling, does a bear take a poop in the woods? You're darn right it does. And so do you. And everywhere you leave that print of that poop everywhere you go. So what a cool thing to pick up, these two Nature's Heads, and came down on the price considerably. The cheapest I've ever been paid for these. So it was yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying. Meg, I'm talking about like an older CJ or something like that, like an older Wrangler or something of that nature. So some of this new stuff, I don't agree. That's not what I'm talking about. So, yeah, don't leave your cigarette butts. Yeah, I don't smoke, but heck yeah, I don't smoke cigarettes, but I hear you don't leave your cigarette butts on the ground. Yeah, but you're not going to put a Wagoneer where a Toyota truck will go and where a Jeep will go. Wagoneers are good, but they're not going to go where a Jeep or a Toyota are going to go. Not going to happen. So, anyways, let's wrap this up, guys. At about 2 hours, that's big enough stream, and I'm going to really wrap it up at 2 or something right around there. Want to call it a day, but come back and fire at me what you're doing for your future overland, vehicle, and then we'll update you here at High Desert Faith and Truth as the progression of this overland vehicle is being built, so I can go out on the road and take the ministry on the road. And if God forbid something happened and I had to get back to this property, I will go off the road and get back here, even if I got to go through the hills to get here. I want to try to get around people and go away from people, not in through the middle of chaos. I want to get out of chaos. So that's the whole idea of continue. I'm going to keep pushing this on this channel, not like it's the end of the world. I plan on trying to survive whatever is to come, and I don't think it'd be very short or long-lived. I think it'd be much more short-lived, and then having abundance beyond things that I could have ever imagined, because there'll be a lot of people who aren't here to claim the things that are, and they're not going to disappear in a rapture, okay? They're just going to be here, but they're not going to be here anymore, okay? Just be ready, brothers, sisters. And this is my way, and this is what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to cause you to get paid. I really wish we had all pulled together and had communities meeting each other out in the woods and stuff. Even with Elon Musk and all them and all their Starlink satellite, knowing we're doing all this, but at least we're getting away from. We're not trying to escape the eye in the sky. We're trying to escape these idiots down here on the ground that are not prepared. I don't care about the cops. F the police. I don't care about the government. F the government. I care about people that want to get ready for things that, it's better to have and need than need not have, right? That's right. So please, brothers, sisters, you are supposed to be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove. Have your loins girded. Maranatha, he said, Maranatha, until I return, brothers, sisters. Girded in his service, so extra oil. Don't be going to the store. Don't go back to the store. Don't go back to the house. That's what he's talking about. Get these things now while you can, not in a panic, slow and smooth. Go get some more TP for your bunghole. Okay, that's an American thing. You want to see my definition of the current American in America, how they think things are going to go down? Honey, we got TP and top ramen. We're going to survive the apocalypse, honey. Get the channel changer. We're going to watch it happen on the 50 million inch big screen television. They think they're going to watch the end of the world on their big screen as they play World of Warcraft or Call of Duty, flipping back between this platform or that platform, eating popcorn got their top ramen and their teepee for their bunghole, their plan ready to go. You guys might want to have, a life straw, something like that. Water first, some extra food, maybe a way to protect it. Okay. Check out of the system, keep one system foot in it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to game this system until the very last second. And when the system collapses, guess what, brothers and sisters? I'm just going to take that foot out of the system, because I already got 1 foot out, and I have for more than a decade over here. That's how I'll game the system. And then when you guys are all gone or not, because you fight it over red or blue, I'll come take all your stuff from you that you're not using anymore because you don't have a heartbeat anymore. I'm like, hey, why won't this guy talk to me, Kevin? He's like, well, Tracy, his guts are laying all over the place. Oh, well, you won't be using that anymore. I'll take that from you. Thank you. Scavenger perk. You think it's a game, don't you? You know what I'm saying? They can't even filter drinking water. I know, Andrew. They don't know how to make a basic, charcoal, sand, medium. You can make out a water bottle, right? They could eat your own arm, but they'll die of starvation. I'd eat my own arm before I'd ever die of starvation. You got meat on your bone that might not feel good. Chop it off. Whatever. Don't eat yourself, guys, if you don't have to. Be wise and have some food put up in an extra storage, maybe somewhere in a hole in the mountains or something. All right, you can have what I got. Please leave. Don't kill me. Please, please, please. All right, we're out of here. We're going to plan B. Hope you got a plan B, not just plan A, brothers, sisters. So let's call that a night. We'll wrap it up. If you want to make a donation to the ministry, leave a comment after this live stream. That's no charge there. A thumbs up. Let's get that up there up a little higher before we leave. Come on, that's no charge for the thumbs up button either. That helps. Share it to another platform too, guys. That's the way we beat the, get it into other eyes. That's what I like to see. I don't care about the numbers. Don't subscribe to this channel if you don't think you're going to sit here and produce anything for this channel. This ain't sit around and jerk your chain. This ain't a game, hub, porn, whatever you want to call it. This isn't about idolatry. This is about serving. There's two kinds of people in this world, brothers and sisters. There's service to self and there's service to others. If you ain't willing to come in here and produce fruit for others and serve others, then this ain't the dose. This ain't the way for you. We're in the narrow way on this channel. So continue to come back, support the ministry with your tithe of time. Remember, your time here is more valuable than your money to this channel. The Lord will provide with tithes here in the future, because I'll take a full-time job schedule if I have to and watch this ministry grow. So if you want to buy a bumper for the ministry here, for the mobile ministry, leave a Cash App donation. It's in the description as well. That's probably the first thing that I'll buy for the mobile ministry is a bumper, so I can put a winch, so I can winch myself out of there. I don't need a winch like some lady nagging in my ear. I need a winch to get out of the woods to get myself over the next log, okay? All right. Brothers, sisters, I love you. Thanks for your time tonight. Appreciate your tithes, whoever spent their time here. We'll talk tomorrow. We'll go outside. We'll spend some time outside. I'll show you guys this whatever little red machine here, but little red hearts. But we'll make do with it. We'll get some paint on it. We'll get it up on some suspension. Get it up on a little taller tires. Put a winch and a bumper on it. Put a rack up top and maybe a tent. Go on the road. Want to get on the road with this thing. I'll take it the way it is on the road, but we'll start making some changes to that as well. So, hey, it's part of the mobile ministry. If you want to add to it, there's ways to tell me which part. Hey, it's a 96. You want to buy a part for it? Send it in the mail. Get a hold of me. I'm not going to sit here and worry about anything I'm saying here like I'm grifting you. Whatever. Don't do it. I don't care. Give me a crack car. 96 Toyota 4Runner. You want to buy a part for it? Buy me an overland part. There's my Gmail. Ship it. I'll get you a P.O. box or something. Put it on your list. If it's something that's on, maybe you know somebody's got a part just sitting around in their driveway, parking lot, garage or something. Hey, you never know. Closed mouths don't get fed, right? All right, I got to open up my mouth. So, hey, it's just part of the mobile industry. I don't care now. That machine that was bought so the ministry can go mobile. So if you're buying it, you're not buying it for me. It ain't about vanity. I'm going to spray paint it with a rattle can. I don't want to hear it. But if you want to add to some things that'll help this thing get mobile, a bumper, a rear bumper, a winch, a roof rack, anything, look it up. There's tons of modifications being made to the first, was that the second generation 4Runner? Yeah, these would be a second generation 4Runner, I believe this is. So just look it up. So, or don't. Okay, guys. Much love. And again, come back when you have the time, guys. That's what's more important to me than some bumpers or not. I'll push through this no matter what. So thank you for your time. And again, leave a comment after this video if you can. I'll try to upload it right away. We hit a little hard on the first portion, so probably the ad suitability is probably not proper for this video, but I'm not trying to generate income for the stream anymore like that. This was the first piece of the ministry, was getting the mobility. So second, we'll get the land paid off. That's going to happen here soon too. I feel like it. And it's all happening very quickly, guys, brothers, sisters. So remember what the scripture says. It says the devil has a short time. So if I didn't shorten the days, he said no flesh would survive. So I hope you're using every single moment that you have right now wisely, as wise as you can. You know, what did Canadian preppers say? 1 hour today is like, prepping is like, I don't know, like a year or something in time later. You cannot match the time you have right now, or things you got no monkey on your back. Yeah, keep dropping those Cash App links. Absolutely. Never stop dropping. Anybody can donate to this ministry. All money now will go towards that mobile ministry. Putting, what I'm saying? And most people won't. Remember? Very few people do, and it's okay. It doesn't matter. I will take this ministry and go mobile with it when I go and make it a full-time job. Once this is put into the name of the ministry, High Desert Faith and Truth, I will make a full-time job soliciting contractors, people who can keep building more cabins. All this stuff in here, this ministry will grow by leaps and bounds. People give millions of dollars to fake ministries. This will be a real ministry on paper that it will not have anything to do with me as far as I'm giving everything I've owned away. I don't want to own land anymore. I don't really have the necessity to have anything but that mobile ministry vehicle. So I will bounce back between here. My treasure is seeing things that nature. I want to go see the states. Right now, stay in Oregon, but I want to see, you know what I'm saying? I want to see nature. That's going to be my treasure right now. What do you want, Tracy? I want to go see things. I want to go throw a fishing pole in the water. I haven't done that in like 10 years, guys. That sounds so fun. And catch a native trout and catch and eat it right there on the side of the. Hopefully, I'm not doing it alone. Hopefully, I have Kevin with me. We'll see what will happen. But man, that'll be fun. Go hike into a waterfall. We went hiking up in the Black Hills the other. Take a little short jaunt, but break them in slowly. And next thing you know, hiking in 6, 8, 10 miles into a 10 in, 10 out. It's possible. And imagine how healthy it'd be, how good you feel after you can do a 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 mile hike in, out 20 miles easily. That could be done. And then imagine all the wildlife you can see, things you'd see on the ground. That's what I really want, in between working for the ministries. I don't need more material things, guys. So, cool. Everything's going to change fast too. Don't worry, brothers, sisters. We will all reap what we sow. Okay. So put up your oil, and have extra oil. Okay. Trim those lamps right now. I'm not talking about a prediction for the end of the world. That's why actually things are considerably far off as far as the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? So you want to have those extra things. That's why you got to have extras, because and 1 is none, 2 is a backup, and 3, right? Right? 2 is a backup. No, 1 is none, 2 is 1, and 3 is a backup. If you haven't heard that, 1 is none, because when you quit, you don't have that 1 anymore. You don't have a backup. 2 is 1. So 2 is 1, 1 is none, 2 is 1, and 3 is a backup. Remember that. Keep teaching everybody that too, brothers, sisters. That's preparedness, okay? It's hard just to get 1, then get a second one and a third one. Tracy, are you serious? Well, that's how preparedness works. It does. All right, guys, much love. We didn't go over 207. All right, we stayed within our real close. All right, much agape and phileo, brothers, sisters. I'll see you on the next live stream here. Welcome to December. A month away. Holy crap, this year by their pagan calendar is almost gone. I hope you're enjoying this time, guys. This is an amazing time to be a witness. So welcome to this age of Aquarius. Welcome to the age of understanding. The god of fire, the god of Aleph, who birthed the water, is now passed into air. I hope you're ready to receive your inheritance. The sons of God, those that do the will of the Father, go out there and do the will of the Father. Take up your cross daily, brothers, sisters. Follow after me. He said daily, do the things. He stood up to the law. I hope you're standing up to this perverted law, and deny thyself daily. All right, that's the truth. I am Apocalypse. I am Revelation. Whoa.